we'll be able to get a little bit of scrap iron from here too. That'll be helpful. This is almost like a little tiny... What the hell is that? Oh, it's just the top of the yucca. It's like a little tiny wasteland biome in the middle of the desert. It's funny. Okay, so here's our clay. Get our stone shovel out. We need 50 clay to make the forge, and then we're also going to get some additional clay that we'll need to actually put into the forge, as it's one of the ingredients to make forged iron and several other iron items, metal items. Okay, do I have 50? Yes. So, what am I missing? Oh, I left my pipe. Okay. Well, let's just get a little more clay so we can get it started. I thought I heard a zombie swinging. Every little sound in this game, man, makes you jump, I tell you. I can't imagine why. Okay, that should be good for now. While we're at it, let's get a little more wood too. Because we'll need that. What we'll actually well, yeah, we're getting charcoal, but we can use that to make gunpowder. I'm not used to having access to a chemistry bench so early in the game is the thing. But we do. And that's a good thing. I like that you can get coal in wood from these trees. Another bandana. I guess the idea behind this rubble pile is that this used to be a building, but the whole entire thing came crashing down. That's why that desk was there. How it survived the building crashing, I don't know, but apparently it did. So we'll knock this tree down, and then we'll head back and get started with our first forge. Once the forge is up, then we'll have to make an anvil in the forge. And once we have the anvil, then we can make a cooking pot and a cooking grill. With those two things, then we'll be able to start making better food. Let our stamina come back. But, fortunately, you know, being in the desert, of course, food hasn't been an issue. If we had started out, or rather, we did start out in the forest, but if we would have stayed there, then food would have been a lot bigger deal. I remember on one earlier alpha, I don't remember exactly which one it was probably like 9 or 10, maybe something like that. A couple years back now. I had a random Gen world that I was playing on, and I could not find a desert. It took me forever to find a desert in that world. It was just crazy. And by the time I did find it, I was already so far along that it, you know, it wasn't that big of a deal at that point. Ooh, biker zombie. You stay away from us. Okay. So we get our pipe. We have everything we need? Yes, we do. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to make our first forge, and we're going to set it down here in the base. But our more long-term plan, or maybe I should say our mid-term plan, is we're not going to set up a lot of forges here because of the heat map. For those of you who are new to the game and have not watched my earlier episodes, various things that you do in the game generate heat. Not necessarily heat as in temperature heat, but think of it more in terms of activity. And if that activity or that heat reaches a certain point, then the game spawns in what's called a screamer. The screamer comes along and tries to and investigates what's going on because they're curious about all the activity, and if they see you, then they scream and they call in a horde at your location. So you have to be really careful with managing heat. And the idea is that stuff that generates a lot of heat, such as forges, you don't really want to set a bunch of those up in your main base. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a different location somewhere nearby, but not right at the base. Might even be that building over there, where we'll set up several forges so we can get, you know, some good production going later on. But for just one forge, for now, we'll go ahead and just keep it here at the base, because I'm not expecting the game to throw a screamer at us this early on. Of course, then again, I wasn't expecting a football player either, so who knows what can happen. Who knows what can happen. The other thing that I'm going to do, since this is going to be our home for a while, is I'm going to actually enclose at least a portion of this roof, kind of make like a little hut, if for no other reason so that we're protected from buzzards. And I think I'll probably do that over here in this corner, which means this bird's nest has to go. And let's move our bedroll then over here. So we'll set the bedroll down there. And then we'll probably set up some chests along this wall for organization, I'm thinking. And then we'll put the campfire and the forge over here. And then we'll enclose all of that in... yeah, we'll put that there. Enclose all of that in an actual little hut or little structure. Great. So we have our forge. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab anything that's iron. I wonder if I should just melt that guy down. Nah, I don't think I will yet. I don't think I'll do that quite yet. That I want to sell. Got a little more iron there. Okay. And we're going to feed this into the forge. The coal I'm going to hang on to. So we'll take and put some wood in there. And we'll start smelting the iron and the clay. And I no longer need these iron pipes because I can easily make them now that I have the forge. So we'll also smelt those to get some more iron back from them. Don't need those right at the moment. Good. Now, I probably scrapped all my nails, didn't I? Let me see. Just grab everything out of there. Yeah, it looks like I did. Okay. The reason I'm looking for nails right now is because then I can make one of the bigger storage chests. Well, they're not... I don't think they're bigger in terms of what they can store, but they're bigger physically. And then you can put a sign on the outside of them to indicate what's inside of them. It's just kind of a little organizational thing that I like to do. The thing is, though, is I don't think I can make nails until I have an anvil. Yeah, so it requires an anvil. So we just need to wait until we get 200 iron melted down, and then we can make ourselves an anvil. So while that's happening, let's also make a campfire. Need more stone for that. Why am I crouching? I don't need to crouch. craft ourselves a campfire. And we'll just put that on top of the forge. Okay. More lag. Seems like it's almost more container lag. Takes it longer to open the actual container itself. I don't know, it's weird. Anything else in here I can smelt down for iron? Nothing that's jumping out at me. Other than the pipes, of course. 40 jars, that's good. We can smelt the glass and the brass and the lead. That's not quite as important right now as the iron. We're just going to scrap this guy. Glass we can melt down. Okay, what's the matter? We are really hot, even with our poncho on. So let's put our fiber hat back on. I do want to keep this in my inventory, though. Okay, good. Our heat's going back down. Also, standing near the forge, of course, is going to make us hot, too. So we got to be careful of that. Let's pop those pipes in there. 164 iron. We're almost have enough to make our anvil. I think, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this stuff back in here for now. We don't really need to smelt brass, and damn it, lag is a pain in the ass. We don't really need to smelt this stuff now because we're gonna, we'll use that to make ammo later on. And glass is hardly even worth messing with because what we can do is we can get sand and smelt that down into the forge to make more jars. But we're doing pretty good on jars anyway. So I think what I'll do is let's scrap this, and I'm going to get some more clay, so we'll keep that, and we need to get a little more iron going too, because once we make the, let's see, we need plant fiber. Once we make the anvil, it's going to deplete our iron again, so we're going to have to actually go out with our stone axe and get some more iron. But don't worry, we're almost to the point where we're no longer going to need to use the stone axe. We're getting really close. Okay, so let's move that over there and get the anvil crafting. And everything else is looking good. Is biker zombie gone? Sounds like he's right around the corner. Excuse me. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go out. I'm going to get some more clay. I'm going to get some more iron. And I think what we'll do is we'll put on some music and do a little time lapse while I'm doing that. And then once I have a pretty decent supply of those things, we'll come back, put them into the forge, get them smelting, and then get started on making ourselves some tools and some cooking implements. So I'll be back here in just a little bit, guys. Okay. As you can see, I got ambushed by a running horde. Managed to escape them up on the roof, but they're all over by the ladder. So, we're going to come around this side. And yeah, they're still hanging out over there. Or several of them are anyway. So we're just going to kind of... let's go back this way. Let's see if they've dispersed. He just spotted me. I don't have any arrows. I don't want to make too many more of these because we're about ready to make our crossbow, and then we'll start making crossbow bolts. Let's see if we can get a lucky headshot off on this guy. There we go. Okay. Just kind of sneak around this way. We still have a few Zeds right by where we need to go, though. How much iron do we have? Okay. I was hoping to get a little more than that, but I think that'll probably be enough for us to get our first pick made. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just scrap all of the vents on the top of the roof with the pick. So I got to clear it out of the way anyway. And it's right there and easy to get at, so why not? Just be real careful getting back up here. Okay, good. Anvil is made. Now we're going to feed more iron into here. Actually, you know what? We'll do that. Oh, I didn't get any more clay, but we have 595 clay, so that will hopefully be enough to get us started. Put this stuff in here for now. Yeah, I'll keep those. I will eventually plant some trees around here. So we have 3 forged iron here, so we can start with that. What do we need to make a crossbow? We need 10 forged iron, 2 glue, 1 duct tape. Do we have glue? We have 1 glue. I think we can make glue, though, in the campfire. Pretty sure we can. Yeah, we can. Okay, good. But we need a cooking pot before we can do that. So, yeah. Let's see. I guess right now it's just pretty much a waiting game then. Because I need 20 pieces of forged iron to make an iron pick. Then I can make 12, okay. I'm getting there. I stuck those pipes back in here, didn't I? Or what did I do with my pipes? Oh, I guess I did feed them into the forge, didn't I? Okay. Well, I need to go do a little more mining / scavenging, but we got company. So they're making that a little difficult. Put those two guys in there. Well, there's nothing for it. We're gonna have to go back down and get some more stuff. Bunch of guys out that way. All right. Let's see if we can get back over to our clay patch. Oh, you know what? We're right next to the wasteland. What we should do is we should go just a little ways into the wasteland, not too far, of course, and get scrap iron. So that's what we're going to do, but we'll get a little more clay first. So this has been an interesting game so far. In some ways, the game's been really good to me. You know, finding the city and getting the crossbow schematic early on, that sort of thing, finding the chem bench. But I've also, you know, the zombies have really been a pain in the butt too. So I feel like it's kind of a give and take situation. Like the game's saying, yeah, I'm going to give you all this good stuff early on, but you're going to have to work for it. So I'm going to throw zombies at you. Keeps things interesting, that's for sure. Make yourself another shovel. Once we start using our tools from our forge, and even with the stone shovel here, we'll start leveling up our mining tool skill, which is a really important skill. We need to level that up in order to, in fact, you know what? We have 12 points. I'm going to buy the first point in Miner 69er. What that does is basically I use less stamina and I break down blocks quicker. And in the later levels, this will also give me more materials. So this is a really good skill to get. But it's dependent upon levels in mining tools. And mining tools, what it does also is allows me to break stuff faster. So the next level of 69er requires 10 mining tools. But this will start to go up as we start to use our tools that we'll make in the forge, the tools that the game considers mining tools. The stone axe is considered a construction tool. So all the time we've been using that, we've been leveling construction, which is also a good thing to level up, of course. Alright, so let's venture out into just the fringes of the wasteland. We're not going to go too far out. And look for scrap iron. The wasteland is one of the best places to get scrapped iron. So you can get lots of scrap iron. And later on when we get better tools, I'll be able to one-shot these little pieces of iron too. So you can just kind of go through here. Obviously, you know, keep your eye open for landmines. And, you know, just go through here and start scrapping all this iron. Landmines, dogs, zombie bears. Those are the things that we have to be careful of while we're in the wasteland. You know, the other thing too that I want to make sure and do is I kind of like to have a marked path through it, so if I have to run back out, I know the relatively safe path to go. Well, I'll tell you what. For now, we're just going to stay right on the fringes anyway. We're not going to go too deep into it. But we may at some point venture further into the wasteland, and if we do, then we'll use torches or maybe just some wood frames or something to mark the path. Get a few more pieces of iron here, and then we should have enough to make our first iron pick. Our friend the buzzard is back. Okay, let's skedaddle, head back to the base, and I got more lag happening. I've already hit all those. We'll throw that iron in there, and that clay. We got 15 forged iron. 5 more. Good. That's what we need to make our first pick. And then we're going to take all these vents down. Get a little more iron, clear those out of the way, and then we'll start building our hut. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. Okay. Oh, we're gonna need. Yeah, I'm just trying to decide what I should make first after the pick. We got to get cooking implements going. We got to get a crossbow going. All those things are important, but you know we're not in bad shape for food or water because of the yucca. So, but we need the cooking pot. I believe we'll need to make the cooking pot to make the glue. So we'll probably make that next. Oh, one other thing I want to check is I have 7 points, but I can't do the next level of toolsmithing yet because I'm not high enough in level. I have to be level 5 to do that. Right? Yeah, level 4. I'm getting close. Okay. Alright, our first pick is cooking up. Let's get some sand going in there. Feed glass into that, and then we can make some more jars. Let's see, we have some glass here and some glass here. There I am crouching again while I'm on the roof. Make some more bandages while we're waiting for the pick. Feed that in there. All right. Let's take these down. So not going to really do us a whole lot of good. Something did spawn up here anyway. Almost there, folks. Almost there. Oh shoot! I'm gonna have to wait. Okay. I'll just wait. Feed a little bit more wood into here. And we're hungry, so let's eat some more yucca. Now what's going to happen when I start using the pick is I'm going to start losing stamina faster. And so we'll use the pick, and then when our stamina starts getting down pretty low, then we'll down a couple of yucca fruits to boost it back up, and just kind of, you know, wash, rinse, and repeat like that. As our Miner 69er skill goes up, as we put more points into that, then we'll lose less and less stamina as we're mining. But early on, it's definitely a thing. And then at some point, too, we will start making steel tools, and then we have to go through that again, where steel we use a lot of stamina until our Miner 69er gets up to the higher levels. Oh, for goodness sakes. These guys are making so much noise. Okay. Alright, well, it's time to end this episode here anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish taking apart all these ducks here. And then we have a pretty good supply of wood. So I think I'll do that. I'll feed that into the forge. And make some... probably make a cooking pot next. And maybe a cooking grill. And then if I have iron left over, more forged iron left over, I'll probably next make the crossbow and some crossbow bolt heads. Once I'm done doing all that stuff, I'll go ahead and stop playing until we start with the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please consider leaving a like button and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.